Oprah Winfrey's efforts in charity hit an all-time low in 2007 after a gross sexual assault scandal and murder scandal at one of her schools for girls, the Oprah Leadership Academy in Africa. But there's more to the story than you might think, and Angelina Jolie hasn't been the biggest fan of Oprah for reasons that are understandable. It seems that Oprah's alleged dark side isn't well known. However, Angelina Jolie has always seemed to be way ahead of the curve, knowing more than everyone else ever does. But what could she possibly know about Oprah that could have disgusted Angelina Jolie, and what happened next? Let's find out in this video. Angelina Jolie is a renowned philanthropist and a humanitarian. She has participated in numerous works of charity in Afghanistan, Cambodia, and Haiti, among others worldwide. However, she spent most of her time in Africa, especially Ethiopia, Sudan, and Namibia. When Oprah wanted to open her Leadership Academy for girls in South Africa, Angelina Jolie was undoubtedly her first choice, considering her massive influence through her works of charity within Africa. Angelina Jolie's love for Africa goes deep, and she's been a dedicated special envoy in the continent for over 20 years. For everyone who knows Angelina, her advocacy for social justice never goes unnoticed. There are a number of interviews between Jolie and various media outlets that have captured her denouncing evil against girls, especially sexual assault, in the safe spaces they're meant to enjoy their freedom. What could possibly drive a wedge between such icons who have so much love for Africa? Well, it might have started with the hugely publicized split that led Brad Pitt to leave Jennifer Aniston for Angelina Jolie. Angelina Jolie and Brad Pitt were the talk of the tabloids throughout the majority of their marriage. However, their relationship became more and more rocky over time. After a fight they had on a private jet in 2016, it seemed the last nail was driven into the coffin of their relationship, and the famous Brangelina couple were no more. This split seems to have culminated from earlier incidents that Angelina Jolie called irreconcilable differences. Could it be that Oprah's support for Brad Pitt's ex-wife Jennifer Aniston, rather than Angelina, was one of those differences? In one of Oprah's interviews, it was abundantly clear to Angelina that Jennifer had Oprah's support instead of Angelina. Many perceived Angelina's reaction to this as being jealous, which was hardly a justified cause to drive a wedge between them. For Angelina, however, it seemed to have deeply irritated her. She'd continue to decline Oprah's requests for interviews as time went on. When Oprah set up her school for girls in South Africa, it seemed like the perfect person to support her was Angelina. Oprah, also a renowned philanthropist like Angelina, expected huge support from someone so involved in various humanitarian projects. Why would Angelina turn down the endorsement request? However, Angelina's response wasn't what Oprah expected. To Oprah's shock, the Tomb Raider actress gave her a resounding no. That was unprecedented and unexpected by someone like Oprah because virtually every celebrity she'd been attached to never declined her requests. This was new. Oprah later admitted that was the last time she'd request Angelina to help her with any of her causes. While this seems to have caused a feud between two influential women in entertainment, it's probably for the best that Angelina declined, because something more sinister at Oprah's School for Girls seemed to be going on, and we're certain Angelina would have been appalled at what was taking place. It seems that support for Jennifer over Angelina might not have been the entire reason for Angelina's absence from the Oprah set. Jolie may have been more concerned about a more sinister issue with Oprah's Leadership School for Girls in Africa. Oprah had every good intention for the girls she enrolled in her school, just like Angelina had in her campaigns to help children in places like Cambodia and Ethiopia. Angelina supported enabling people to get medical care in treating tuberculosis and other bacterial diseases and other humanitarian undertakings in those regions. Much like Jolie's intent to have a positive impact on Africa, Oprah too intended to do the same. According to Oprah, her Academy for Girls School was intended to provide opportunities for girls to achieve in life amid the suppressing poverty of the region. In one of her interviews, Oprah says, Every single girl will leave here with more to offer to the world than their body. I'm in the value building business for girls. It does seem odd that Angelina wouldn't support something like this despite her hurt feelings, right? Was it only a gut feeling, or was there something else Angelina knew from the beginning? Perhaps both. First, the South African government came forward, claiming that Oprah's project didn't fit the country's impoverished state. Officials claimed that the school was incredibly lavish, and the money used to benefit just a few girls could have been more meaningful, spent on other needy students. Oprah, however, seemed to snub these claims, saying that her abundance of money is as good as her willingness to help. She refused to consider their insights. Instead, she continued funding the school despite the criticism from the locals. As if that wasn't enough, several other scandals followed at Oprah's Academy, and it was evident that her cause wasn't all gold and glitter as it seemed. Months after opening her school for girls in South Africa, scandals hit the center. Allegedly, one of the center's matrons became the subject of the world's attention when she was arrested for sexually abusing a girl. It was later claimed that sexual abuse was rampant as other girls came out to complain when Oprah tried to confront the issue. Oprah would openly express her disgust and had the matron arrested. Although the matron was later acquitted of the charges, as The Guardian reported in 2010, it wasn't enough to convince the world that the issues ended there. As we can see, Oprah's handling of the sexual assault cases in her school was questionable. While Oprah openly denounced the act, people believe she only did it for the public's validation without adequately dealing with it. Instead, Oprah claimed that she had only received a few complaints from the girls, which raised questions that no one could answer. In 2011, South African authorities allegedly discovered a dead baby in one of the students' backpacks, an incredibly horrifying discovery. As CNN reported the incident, the newborn belonged to a 17-year-old student who had given birth to the child while in school. She had to be rushed to a local hospital as she was bleeding profusely. Who was the father? Was it a staff member? And what did Oprah have to say about this incident? It turns out Oprah had nothing to say. Her spokesman said they would not comment on the case. After these scandals, Oprah decided to tighten her grip and handle things differently by implementing stringent measures to which every student had to adhere. However, things didn't pan out as expected. The restrictions were so severe that one of the girls ran away from the center, claiming that staying in the camp was unbearable. Parents, too, had a fair share of the mystery their girls were going through. The school only allowed them to visit their children once monthly to spend 2 hours with them. That seemed unbearable for virtually every parent, creating uninvited negativity. Far and beyond her school, Oprah's shady associations with sketchy individuals made the people around her question her integrity and the goal of making the world a better place. In 2010, Oprah met John of God, who was convicted of sexual assault on over 200 women in 2018. He turned himself into the authorities and was sentenced to 60 years in prison, proving that these allegations were never false. At the time of their meeting in 2010, Oprah claimed, "The first thing I saw today was that the experience humbled me." It's clear Oprah may not be the best judge of character, and it's not just this one person. Oprah continued interacting with more sketchy people, whom Angelina had a terrible experience with in the past, including Harvey Weinstein. One can assume that Angelina's gut intuition knew that she couldn't trust the birds of the same feather, which may have led her to distance herself from Oprah. Despite being a respected and trusted media personality, Oprah has also made disturbing and shocking calls in the past. From getting sued for dissing a burger to promoting dangerous pseudoscience simply for her own gain. Her scandals seem to stretch too far, and we can't blame Jolie for wanting no part of it. Angelina Jolie has never been a fan of Oprah, and she's never shied away from showing it publicly. Many people believe that this feud emanated from Oprah's association with Brad Pitt's ex, Jennifer Aniston. However, it's much more likely that Oprah's shady dealings and the numerous disturbing happenings at her Academy for Girls in South Africa would be a much more compelling reason for Jolie's distance from the primetime talk show host. While there's so much going on around this feud, we'd love to hear from you in the comments below. Before you go, please smash the like button and subscribe to this channel for more content like this. See you in the next video.